Warriors, do not sell any of your crypto until you watch this full video. This is not financial advice. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. But before we get started, I told you guys, if you want to fast forward to 3 minutes, I'm going to share with you our Warrior Academy. Here's why. Because we're about 8 weeks away from the biggest bull run in history. Number one, people are going to get very wealthy. Number two is people are going to become very poor right after because there's no game plan. The number one thing you need is some sort of strategy, right? It's great, just like the Dogecoin guy who made $1 million, was all over the news. Well, guess what? He's not a millionaire anymore. He lost all his profits because the market came crashing back down. So it's great to see him on the news, but he went from $1 million, I think, down to 300,000. Imagine a world if he would have done something with those profits, put them into more assets. That could have been a life-changing moment for him. But he got his 15 seconds of fame and went crashing back down. Now, I don't know his game plan. I don't know him personally, but that's a great example. So number one is you need a game plan and an exit strategy. We provide that in our Warrior Academy. Number two is I show you my portfolio. It's not financial advice. I'm like, here's my portfolio. Here's what I'm doing. Here's my fundamental cryptos. And on top of that, cryptocurrency calls, Discord. We go live 3 days a week. We have our 120-day challenge. Here's the thing. 120-day challenge, nutrition, goal setting, vision board creation. If you go through the 120-day challenge fully, training with us, nutrition, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, discipline, it will change your life. So imagine going through the 120-day challenge, getting your shit together in your portfolio, if you choose to do that. And don't give me excuses you don't have money. I will tell you ways to make money. Drive Uber. Stop watching TikTok videos. Very simple. There's money everywhere. Anyways, click the link down below in the description and join our Warrior Academy. All right, so do not sell any of your crypto without watching this video. I'm going to take you down the rabbit hole, okay? I'm going to connect the dots back to the DCG group. Now, the biggest thing to understand is these are facts, figures, numbers, and logic. This is not some conspiracy or pie in the sky. This is not something that I made up myself. I'm going to take you from website to website and connect the players in the game back to cryptocurrency. Many of you watched the B conference yesterday, which was a Bitcoin conference with Jack Dorsey, Kathy Wood, one of my favorites to follow, and Elon Musk, right? He said, I may pump the market, but I don't dump the market, which was very powerful. There's a lot of powerful sayings in there. Warriors, this is all by design. So I've introduced you to the DCG group. Many of you guys were messaging me about the DCG group, so I took you down the rabbit hole. The DCG group is the most dominant force in the crypto space. It says it right here, the epicenter of the Bitcoin and blockchain industry. That is an understatement. Please believe me on that. That is an understatement. Well, we know who their subsidiaries are. We got Genius, Grayscale, which is the world's largest digital asset manager. They are the subsidiary, basically the holding company for these companies. You have CoinDesk, where we get our news. This is the biggest company in crypto who gives us our news. Think about that. Those who control the money, control the information, control the people. We got Foundry. This is a mining project. These are mining projects. Think about the narrative, okay? But that's not what I came here to say. I told you guys about the DCG group. Now let's go deep down the rabbit hole. Let's take a look at one of their biggest holdings, one of the big holdings in their portfolio, which is Circle. Okay, so Circle is a digital company that makes it easy to exchange, store, and send and receive Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at one of the players in Circle. Jeremy Allaire is the CEO of Circle. Now, Jeremy Allaire is part of the Blockchain Association. So two companies you want to pay attention to is the Blockchain Association, which is going to Senate to fight for our rights to build regulations so that we can all survive in the crypto space. Okay, so let's consider them an ally. Okay, so the Blockchain Association circles Jeremy Allaire, who is the CEO, who is connected to DCG Group because they're one of the they have a large holding in their portfolio. Okay, so Jeremy Allaire testifies before Senate Banking Committee on behalf of Blockchain Association. So we have the Blockchain Association who is testifying and helping us out, sitting in front of Senate hearing. Okay, so think about that. So we got DCG Group, a dominant force in the crypto space, as the world's largest digital asset manager. One of their biggest holdings is Circle. We have Jeremy Allaire, the CEO, testifying before Senate. So you're going to start to see the connections come together. Okay, so let's go here. So we got the Blockchain Association. The Blockchain Association is a member-led, member-driven organization. dedicated to improving the public policy environment for crypto networks. So pay attention to what they're doing, their innovation, leadership. Look at the news articles. They're fighting with Senate or working with Senate to bring in crypto regulation. Okay, so let's take a look at Circle. Circle is a company, we told you this, leading provider of blockchain-based financial services and principal architects of USDC, the world's fastest growing digital currency. Okay, so we got Jeremy Allaire, who's testifying before Senate, who is connected to one of the biggest juggernauts in the crypto space, DCG Group. Okay, so then we go over to their investor relations presentation here, and we're going to take a look at this. Reset. Okay, give me 1 second. My apologies. I had it all set here. Boom, boom. My computer restarted. I want to show you something very powerful. Give me a moment. All right, here we go. So this is what we wanted right here. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so this is the seed investment transformation of the private capital markets ecosystem. So these are the seed investors, okay? So you got Seed Invest, which I'm going to introduce you to them very quickly. Everybody is connected words. You got Andreessen Horowitz. So I want you to focus on Andreessen Horowitz and Seed Invest. So let's recap. We got DCG Group, which has a huge holding in Circle. We got Jeremy Allaire, who's testifying in front of Senate, okay? Now this is Circle, who use Seed Invest to get the funding rounds, right? Okay, so let's look at Seed Invest and who Ryan Feet is. So this is Ryan Feet, who's the CEO of Seed Invest. Okay, now this is important to understand who he's connected to. Okay, let's take a look at this. So he also works closely with members of the SEC, FINRA, the White House, and the Treasury Department on implementation of Jobs Act. So he is connected to the SEC, FINRA. Now he works through the Jobs Act, but everybody is connected somehow to the SEC or the OCC, who makes and helps us get regulation so that we can move forward in the crypto space. They're all connected warriors. So we got Jeremy Allaire, who is a Circle CEO. The biggest holding, one of the bigger holdings is DCG Group. Circle, okay, Circle CEO, okay, is connected to the SEC. Let's continue down the rabbit hole. Okay, now remember, we went back here and we saw Andreessen Horowitz is invested or in the seed or a part of the capital investment. So if we go over here, this is where it gets really fun for us. Okay, so we got Andreessen Horowitz, who launched his Crypto Fund 3, which is a 2.2 billion, not million, 2.2 billion fund to continue investing in crypto networks and the foundings of the teams in the space. Okay, this represents the beginning of an exciting new chapter for A16Z crypto team. But let's see who is sitting there. Here's a new addition. Here are the new additions. Let me repeat that. Here are the new additions to the Crypto 3 Fund by Andreessen Horowitz. Bill Hinman, the former director of the Security and Exchange Commission division of the Corporation Finance, joins as advisory partner. Bill's spearheaded the SEC working with digital assets and made critical contributions to provide clarity to companies operating in the space. Bill will provide valuable insights to us and the portfolio companies as well as play key roles in shaping the regulatory environment in which we operate. Is this making you excited? I hope so. So Bill Hinman, we know Bill Hinman got depositioned to come back to the SEC case against Ripple. Okay, so now we got Jeremy Allaire, who's meeting in front of Senate. We got Ryan Feet, who has connections with the SEC. Andreessen Horowitz is an investor in Circle. We got Bill Hinman, a former SEC director, who's consulting them on regulation on how to stay up in the crypto space. Well, here's old Hinman. You guys know him from the SEC, okay, or being depositioned. Hinman deposition, the SEC versus Ripple ad, time to look back. Now, Bill Hinman is quoted, and I showed you guys the video where he was saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum is not a security. I'm not worried about the Ripple case. I believe it's going to get dropped. It's going to get settled. It's going to be the biggest case in history, and it's going to make a lot of us very, very wealthy, not financial advice. Okay. So we got Jeremy Allaire, we got Ryan Feet, all connected. We got Bill Hinman, and let's go on a little bit further here. Okay. So we take a look at this article right here. If it's not going to pull up, I'll just share it with you verbally. Now, remember what I've been telling you about Jay Clayton. Okay. Now, Jay Clayton, 2 days before, we'll just move on and I'll do this verbally because this stuff is all in my head because I study this nonstop. So remember, Jay Clayton, who left the SEC 2 days before he threw out the Ripple lawsuit, hear me out. A company increased their position in Bitcoin and Ethereum by 600 million, which is one river. If I'm saying it's either New River or One River Capital, right? So Jay Clayton, after he throws out the Ripple lawsuit, 2 days later leaves the SEC. And then we find out that he is consulting for that firm. Okay, so now you have Bill Hinman, who is part of the Crypto 3 fund for Anderson Horowitz, who's connected to Circle, who's connected to the DCG group. This is going to get deeper. Don't worry. Okay. You got Jay Clayton. There it is, Jay Clayton. And they're even concerned about it. Forbes magazine talks about this. It says they disclose this disclosure could bring new headaches to the scandal-plagued Apollo Capital Management Group. Clayton joined upon leaving the SEC to clean up mess left by Leon Black. The timing of the lawsuit on Clayton's last day and his subsequent, I can't even pronounce that damn word, hiring by a crypto-focused hedge fund is very curious. Think about that. That's weird. Is that a weird coincidence? No, it's by design. So now you have Jay Clayton working for a crypto fund. You have Bill Hinman consulting a crypto fund. You have Ryan Feet connected to the SEC. Okay. You have Jeremy Allaire sitting in front of Senate. Okay, let's go. It gets deeper. Okay. Then you have Brian Brooks. Now, if you don't know who Brian Brooks is, Brian Brooks was the head legal counsel for Coinbase at the beginning of last year, 2020. He left the head legal counsel of Coinbase in 2020 to become the head of the operation of currency control in America. He had a short tenure there, and during his tenure, he allowed federally chartered banks to custody your cryptocurrency. With a brief tenure there, he leaves to become the CEO of Binance US. So now you have the head of our OCC sitting as the CEO of Binance US. Okay. You have Jeremy Allaire, who is the Circle CEO connected to DCG Group. You have Ryan Feet, who helped fund Circle. Okay. Knows the SEC and sits with the SEC, has worked with the SEC. You have Bill Hinman, who was the former chairman for the SEC, who now sits on the Anderson Horowitz crypto fund. You have Jay Clayton, who left the SEC and now consults a crypto fund. Okay, now let's go talk about Glenn Hutchinson. We've talked about him many times. Glenn Hutchinson sits on the Federal Reserve Bank board. The Federal Reserve Bank board. Glenn Hutchinson is one of the key players, okay? One of the key players in the DCG group. Is this really freaking amazing or what? So Glenn Hutchinson sits on the board of members for the DCG group. So you got Glenn Hutchinson, you got Jay Clayton, you got Brian Brooks, you got Bill Hinman, you got Ryan Feet, you got Jeremy Allaire, all somehow in some way connected back to the DCG group. This is why I am not selling a dime of my crypto. This is why when I see it drop 60%, I get super excited and I buy more. This is why when I see red every single day for the last 10 to 11 weeks, I've just been smiling and accumulating and dollar cost averaging every single Friday. Whereas we are invested in the best digital asset in the world. Here's the problem, is that it's gotten this, and I believe it's by design. They let these pump and dumps go crazy. The GameStop, it's all by design. They want to make this space look clunky, immature, scary, volatile, which it is, and something that is just out of line for normal everyday people. As the elites pack their bags, I mean, literally stuffing it like money into a duffel bag. They're getting ready. They're getting ready. They're getting ready. The SEC lawsuit with Ripple is all by design to bring in regulation. That's a fact, in my opinion, not financial advice. So we have this moment in time, and I'll share this little speech with you guys, and I know this pisses a lot of people off, but many of you are patient enough to be miserable and out of shape for year after year after year and do nothing about it. Many of you are patient enough to be in a miserable relationship year after year after year and do nothing about it. Many of you will sit in a job that you hate and you will complain to your spouse, partners, and loved one every single day, ruining your relationship year after year after year after year. Many of you will just sit there and do nothing year after year and be patient, but you're not patient enough. You're not patient enough to sit in a digital asset that could absolutely change your life for 4 to 5 months. Think about that. Think about that for just a moment, warriors. They bred us this way, to be miserable, to have lack of patience, to swipe. I bet you half of you don't even watch TikTok videos all the way through. You watch the first 5 seconds and you swipe. We know that. I know that. That's why I got to catch your attention in the first 5 seconds. And the fact is, only about 10% of you are watching right now. Think about that. 10,000 people will watch this. There's probably about, what's the math? Shit, I don't even know the math. Freaking 100 people are going to be watching this right now, or 1,000 people, excuse me. 1,000 people will be watching this right now, if I did that math correctly. Okay, think about that. This cool thing is you broke the code. If you're still here, you broke the code. And so you have a decision right now. Here's the problem, though, is that people are going to get rich very, very quick. That's going to happen. They're not going to know what to do with that money. They're not. They're going to buy cars. They're going to buy houses. They're going to buy shit they can't afford to impress people they don't like. They're all of a sudden going to have the taxes for that house. This is our moment in time to build generational wealth. It truly is. Think about Henry Ford. Think about all the people that took advantage of the shift from one industrial revolution to the next. Think about that for just a moment, warriors. That's where we're at. I'm going to keep bringing you guys this information. I hope that you share this with your friends and family, and it helps them open up their mind to a new awareness. Now, your job and my job is not to convince you of anything. My job is just to share the information of the hours and hours of research we do and help as many people as I can to open up their mind. So like I said, we have a Warrior Academy down below. I explained it in the beginning. I won't rehash it. But if you do get into the Warrior Academy, make sure you do the 120-day challenge. Don't just go in for crypto. Go in and do the 120-day challenge. Where are you going to get nutrition, goal setting, discipline? We do a video every single day to motivate you. You go through my book. You build goals. You create vision boards. The people who go through the 120-day challenge stick with it, and they do very, very well, warriors, because this is much bigger than crypto. This is about changing your life for the rest of your life. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.